Hey everybody out there, welcome to Universe of Fidgetry. This is our first YouTube show that we've ever made, and this here is my son Davey.
Hi.
Today we're going to look at one of the best fidgetry devices we have
ever seen in the universe.
Right, called the fidget spinner. Now, Davey and I first discovered these about maybe 6 or 8 months ago. It was before they were really popular, and we were looking at yo-yo stuff because we were kind of getting back into yo-yoing. I used to yo-yo a lot when I was younger, and Davey thought it would be something fun that we could do together. Right, Davey? And while we were doing that, we saw Fidget Spinner. YouTube. Fidget Spinner. Fidget Spinner. Do something crazy.
Fidget Spinner Mania.
Fidget Spinner. Anyway, we discovered fidget spinners then, and we kind of have been getting into them more recently because of some of Davey's friends at school who liked fidget spinners. So we decided to get one. Now, this particular fidget spinner we got at Roxy's. It's a little place down the street. They sell gas and, chips and things like that. So we got this fidget spinner there, and we thought it was really neat. And it glows in the dark. It was
It was $8. We got and they only had 3 left, so now they have 2. They might only have 1.
They had 2 left when we bought this one. This is the only glow-in-the-dark one, but it does glow in the dark pretty well. It only lasts for a couple minutes when it glows, but a lot of fun to play with. If you can listen,
you can hear it.
It's very loud and noisy right now. When we first bought it, it was a lot quieter, but I think the bearings may be breaking down or something on the inside. And so we've noticed that it's gotten a little bit noisier recently, but that's okay. It hasn't really affected the way that it works or anything like that. It still spins really well. Anyway, we went to the dollar store to try to get a fidget spinner for really cheap, because this one was $8 and we didn't want to keep spending a lot of money on these. So we went to the dollar store, and we found that they didn't sell fidget spinners, unfortunately. I know they do sell dollar ones on Amazon, but we decided to go to our local Dollar Tree and try to find a fidget spinner, which they didn't have. So we decided
to make one that is different than any one in the universe.
That's right. So we decided to get some materials to try to make a fidget spinner. The first thing we got was this yo-yo. It's $1 at any Dollar Tree, and if you take it apart,
you can find
on the inside there is a ball bearing. It's pretty small. It's definitely smaller than the fidget spinner's ball bearings.
But we think it could work.
So we thought maybe we could try to use this ball bearing, since it was only $1, to make our own fidget spinner. We thought might be fun would be to use hot glue and sort of make our own frame in that way. So we're going to show you all the steps and show you if it works or not. So we thought the first step would be to make an outline of how we wanted the shape of our fidget spinner to be, so that we could know where to put the hot glue and hopefully try to make it symmetrical so it wouldn't wobble or anything like that. So what we thought we would do is first take a piece of paper here, and we put the ball bearing that we got out of the yo-yo right here, and we trace
how the fidget spinner is going to look.
So we trace around
the ball bearing.
And that makes a circle. I kind of messed up a little bit. Sorry. Okay, so we made our circle, and that's where we know the center will be. And then we can kind of decide what sort of shape we want it to be in. So we decided that we want it to stay. We want it to stay within this size. We wanted to make it a little smaller because the hot glue is a little flimsy.
But
so we didn't want to make it a problem, so that it would bend or anything like that. So I'm going to make a center point right here. Okay. We will put our yo-yo directly on top and basically just make an outline of the circle. And we know that we want all of our plans to stay inside.
Now, even though that looks like a target, it doesn't mean it is a target.
That's right. Even though it kind of looks like it is a target, not a target. It is our plans to make our fidget spinner. So, next, we started thinking about what kind of shape we might want. Now, Davey, do you think you would want a 2-wing system, a 3-wing system, or a 4-wing system?
Well, I was just thinking about 4-wing system. So, we're going to do a 4-winged system.
We are. So, basically, how we're going to do this is
we are going to
the center of our fidget spinner. So we need a circle about this size. Okay. To go out around. And this will be sort of where our body will connect to our wings. We want to put hot glue all the way around the outside of the bearing, of the circle of the bearing, to try to get it to hold on really well. We don't want it to pop out too easily. So all of this will be hot glue in the center there, and then we'll sort of make our wing system. What shape do you want the wings to be? Round like this, or do you want them to be like square or triangle?
I want them to be like more like. Well, we were thinking that it might be able to be like a new kind of shape, like square.
Right, that's right. We thought maybe it would be kind of fun to try a new kind of spinner shape.
So.
Like square.
So, this is how it would kind of look.
Right. But we're going to use some kind of a stencil for the real thing so that the weight is distributed evenly. Which I'm looking for.
Look.
Right now.
That's how it might look.
Yeah, it would be kind of something like that. I was thinking maybe and then that will give us the exact shape that we need. For our stencil here. Okay. So this is going to come out like that. Come out like that. Same on this side. Basically, I'm just making a cross-shaped spinner, which so far I haven't really seen before. We're not really sure how it's going to turn out yet.
But we think it might go pretty well.
I think it's going to be really cool. We're hoping
that we might
that it will actually spin. And like spin pretty well.
So we're also
okay. So now we have our basic structure for our spinner. We have our little hot glue gun here plugged in, and it's been getting warm. We're going to put our ball bearings ball side down, so that we don't accidentally get any of the hot glue into those. Try to put it right in the center there. Okay, now it's very important that you
make sure it's perfect.
Yeah, it's very important that you don't
mess it up.
Right.
So here goes the hot glue.
Start to drip the hot glue here. Okay, this is our, please remember that this is just our first one, and may not be perfect, but we're going to let that dry. So that took about 1 stick of hot glue. Kind of hold it up for a second so you can see it here. And we're going to give it a minute to dry, and then we're going to see how it worked. And we're back. So we have been letting this dry for a little while now. And here we are. So my first thought was maybe to peel it off of the paper, but I'm afraid I'm going to damage it if I do that. So I think I'm just going to try to cut it off the paper. So in the center. And then you're
pretty good to go.
And then it's kind of hard to hold right now, but as you can see, it already
is a fidget spinner.
Works as a fidget spinner, even with my fingers kind of rubbing on it because it's just a little hard to get down to that centerpiece there. And there's our do-it-yourself fidget spinner. I went outside.
And we sawed the thing to the thing.
We did. And so basically I just took a saw outside and I cut that down to a smaller piece. We're going to take some time real quick to
show you how it works.
We're going to take some time real quick to cut it down a little to make it nice. We're going to clean it up a little bit, and then we will show you the finished product. All right.
This is our final form. We would call it you can kind of see through it. So we were going to call it the see-through fidget spinner.
See-through fidget spinner. So basically our fidget spinner made out of hot glue. See its final form here. It actually turned out pretty well. And it is a little off balance. You could definitely make maybe a little more carefully make a little better of one. You could make tons of different shapes. Pretty much possibilities are endless. And for $1.50 fidget spinner that's pretty light,
it's right.
It actually spins
pretty
fast. Darn well. That's it. Oh, and if you would send in your own fidget spinners made out of hot glue, you could show us different shapes, maybe give us some different ideas of how we could make better designs for this particular DIY fidget spinner. All right, see you guys later.